And Russia's lower house of parliament has condemned an attempt by Japan to claim the Kuril Islands, land which Moscow says is part of its territory. Russia maintains it took over the lands after World War II in accordance with international agreements. Natalia Novikova now reports.
The Kuril Island dispute arose in the aftermath of World War II. After the war, the islands became part of Russian territory again in accordance with all the international agreements, but Japan could never accept that loss, and that is why a peace treaty between the two countries has never been signed. After World War II, however, Japan surrendered and the islands became part of Russian territory, and the Japanese inhabitants of the islands left those lands, but ever since then Japan has been trying to get the islands back. It looks like deputies feel quite passionately about this issue as well, and they may even suggest the government to suspend any talks with Japan on the issue of the Kuril Islands. And that comes after the 11th of June, when the Japanese parliament proclaimed the islands to be a part of Japan, and politicians adopted amendments in a law on the so-called Northern Territories. But Russia insists that it took over the islands after World War II in accordance with all the international agreements. And for more on the Russian parliament's position on this situation, we can now listen to Alexander Kozlovsky.
The Russian parliament has of course responded to the amendments adopted by the Japanese legislators. Russian deputies have even presented two versions of the proposed official statement, because if the changes to the Japanese law do come into force, it will make negotiations on the issue impossible.
The two countries overall have good relations, despite that one long-standing sticking point of the four Kuril Islands.